くぞはっジェノサイカッタ
Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Forgo, and today we're going to do a review on Mr. Karate. And I got some good news and I got some bad news for all of you. The good news is Mr. Karate is absolutely amazing. This dude is a top tier character, and I'll explain why in a second. But the bad news is you're never going to get to play him in Championship if you can play Championship. But he's also going to be really great in PvE as well. This dude is insane. So let's dive right on into him. Let's check him out. So why is this guy a top tier? Well, the first thing about him that makes him top tier is his core effects. Having 30% PG rate on a 3 PG card, getting this increased damage by 18% on a critical hit, which means he's going to have insane damage, he's going to have insane PG rate, and also because he gets a 6% grab skill attack damage increase, which his second skill is a grab skill. His first and third skill are strike skills, so he gets damage increase on those as well. He gets a crit rate bump, which is synergizes really well with the increased damage by 18% on a critical hit. And he also gains super armor and reflects burn, bleed, and he gains bleed damage by 20% for 3 seconds when attacked while burned or bleeding. So when he's facing characters that have burn and bleed, characters like Genitz, K-Dash, Nameless, he's going to get super armor. He's going to reflect burn. He's just going to reflect burn, not bleed, but he'll gain bleed on top. So he'll even get dot damage against those kinds of characters. And then his PvP exclusive becomes immune to damage for 3 seconds when hit with dot explosion. And I'll explain what that is in a second. And then he gets a charge. Whenever you're guarding, you can actually charge up your PG just by guarding, which is insane, which is a lot like Kula. And then he removes the attacker's power by 4% when attacked. So not only does he gain power, but he also takes away their power when they're attacking him. That is absolutely insane. Now, dot explosion, or what that's going to be useful for, is against characters like Xion. Characters that have this damage explosion, deals 2 times remaining shock damage. This is dot explosion right here. So if he's going against a character like Xion, and Xion does that dot explosion, Mr. Karate becomes immune. He becomes immune to that crap. That is crazy. And he's going to become immune for the 3 seconds on a 20-second cooldown. And that's all you're going to need with this guy to take him down. He is a one-shot, one-kill. You run through his rotations, guys, and he does insane damage. He's an absolute monster. Then you take a look at the rest of his skills. His first, second, and third skill, right? He's got the Ignore Guard on this first skill, the 70% chance, and it has a 50% chance to reset on a 15-second cooldown. The crazy thing about this skill is it is a range attack. And I'll go into more detail about that in a second. The second skill gives him hyper armor, which is super armor and damage immunity. Plus he has the immunity from his core effect that he can get from dot exploding characters. And he has the super armor and reflect burn that he can get when he's facing characters that have burn and bleed. It's absolutely insane. Plus the extra penetration, which means that he's going to decrease their defenses more or less. He's going to take away 1,000 of their defense when he's attacking with this skill. That's crazy. And then his third skill has a nice attack buff and PvP exclusive. Disable the target's roll for 4 seconds when the successful skill guard included ends. So, and it's an interrupt skill. So, say he's in a scenario where he's facing characters with burn and bleed. He's going to get that super armor. You could actually do this skill with the super armor, take away their damn roll, and even if you don't have the super armor, you're still going to get it off because it's super fast. And then they can't roll, and you can do this grab skill. Plus, he has low cooldowns. That's something else to keep in mind. He's going to be able to rotate through his skills quite often. Now, let's preview his skills. And let's talk about these things. So the S1 is a nice range attack. This is an attack where you can stand about 5 to 6 character distances away and you'll still get it. It is an absolutely insane freaking skill. Then the second skill is a skill that is a full screen skill. You can stand all the way across from each other on the screen, and this skill will jump all the way across the damn screen and hit them. It will go all the way across the screen and hit them. Not only that, but it's super damn fast. Then his third skill is also a nice range attack. You can be about 5, maybe 6 character distances away, and this skill will hit him. You know, I'd say about 5, really, to be honest. But still, 5 character distances is awesome. So he has 3 attacks that have range. The first and third, 5 to 6 character distances. And a character distance is how far this character is, like how wide he is. So picture 6 of Mr. Karate's lined up in a row. That would be 6 character distances. That is absolutely insane. And then his second skill goes all the way across the screen. The other thing about these skills is they're super fast. They are quick. These things get off super fast. They got really fast startups. And if you notice, all of his skills knock characters in the air. Look at this. So you got this skill here in the air. You got this skill here. He's going to knock him in the air. Boom, in the air. And then he's going to knock this guy in the air too. Check this out. What that means is every time you're knocking characters in the air, that means they can't use their interrupt skills. It means they can't use their awaken skills. They can't get out of it, which makes his combos even more deadly. As far as I know, Mr. Karate is the only character in the game to have all 3 of his skills knock him up in the air, all range attacks, and all OTGs. He has all of those in combination with each other. Every one of these skills can hit characters when they're on the ground. All of them. That is absolutely insane that he can do that. And check out this skill here. This skill here is pretty cool. It can be dodged. However, it seems like it's difficult to dodge. I mean, it can be dodged. If you're like right up next to him, you probably won't be able to dodge it from the testing that I've done. And extensive testing, might I add. We couldn't dodge when we were up close. But whenever you're a couple character distances away, it is possible to get away from it. Maybe it's possible to hit your awakened skill and get out of that skill. And then this bad boy, the 3PG. We've tested this 3PG. Some of you might have watched that live stream that me and Saint did. And that damn thing is almost impossible to get away. In fact, the only time we ever could get away from it is whenever Mr. Karate would be a full screen away from the opponent. And whenever he would do that 3PG, then maybe the opponent could dodge, get away. The problem is, though, you're never going to do that when you're playing. When you're playing in Championship, you're always going to be within a few character distances, 4 character distances away from your opponent. You're never going to do that. And this skill is pretty difficult to dodge. I mean, it is possible, and you could hit your awakened skill, but even after you hit your awakened skill and you move, or you try dodging, at least from the testing we've done so far, you can't escape the damage. And the thing is, he freaking puts you on the ground, right? Just like any 3PG skill, you're laying on the ground, and then guess what? All 3 of his skills are OTGs. Boom, 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 boom. On the ground skills, he can hit you with any of them. So if he has any one of these 3 available to him, after he does that 3PG, and you can always guard cancel, he can go right back into his combos. He is broken. He is broken. Let's look at this skill here. Now, I didn't do much testing with this skill because most people in Championship, they're going to be using the 3PG. I mean, if you're going to be playing Championship, you're going to be using the 3PG. Now, I know I'm focusing a lot on PvP because, I mean, guys, he's godly. He is absolutely godly. Freaking ridiculous character. So, crazy PG rate, guard on the PG, or gains PG when he's guarding. All 3 skills are OTGs. All 3 skills are super fast. All 3 skills have range. First skill has the freaking, 50% chance to ignore guard. And it has a 70% chance to ignore guard and 50% chance to reset. I mean, it is insanely powerful. Plus, all the skills, you got blast and strike. Earlier with the core effect, I said his first and third skill were strikes. I'm sorry, his first skill is blast. So when he's facing characters that can remove blast skills, strike skills, whatever, he's still going to have skills available. They made him a god. This is an improved version of Genitz. This is an improved version of Genitz. I'm saying it, guys. I'm calling it. He is stronger than our boy. He is stronger. And I'm happy to say it. I'm happy to say it, Guinness has been at the top for a long time, and it's nice to see someone that I feel is going to replace him. He is ridiculous. Now, the optimal set that you'd want to run with this guy, I mean, guys, it's the broken set. It's the broken set. In my opinion, it's going to be the Leah set. For PvP, it's going to be the Leah set. The fact that he has a reset, the fact that he has ignore guard, makes him ideal for the set. Plus, it has reflect, and this reflect will add on to the reflect burn if he's facing a burn. Characters that deal burn, it's just going to add on. So it just makes him even more dangerous. And because he has hyper armor and it's on a low cooldown, you can keep him alive. Now, you're probably asking, man, this guy sounds like nothing can stop him, nothing can beat him. Well, he's just like any fighter. There are ways to beat him, but few in between, guys. There's not a whole lot that can take this guy out. But I just want to quickly mention that this leadership is actually fantastic for the guild raid. When you're doing that burn and you got this guy in the leadership, and maybe you got Neskio and you have K-Dash, because you don't need PG gain in guild raid. You don't need it. You're going to build up plenty of PG. You don't need it. And having that 60% on active skills is pretty damn dope. So that's something else to throw out there. And he's probably going to be good, probably for maybe even a couple Immortal Dungeons. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see, but I think he will. He's freaking insane. I don't have any capsules on him. And I do have a Akane set on him. I'll just go ahead and slap the Leah set on him. I just have him awakened up to level 10. I do all have all his entire infinity unlocked. All of his cores are unlocked. So let's jump out of here. And, well, let me see here. I don't know if I can go in the league. Let me see if I can go in the league. Okay. So we'll take him out and we'll put Mr. Karate in there. There we go. And let me check my name list, make sure he's got a card set on him. Oh, okay. Because in league match, sometimes you're gonna have to switch your characters. I just want to make sure I'm covered here. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. Make sure I didn't take any cooldown cards off him. Okay. Let's jump in here.
9, 8, fight!
All right. So we got a level 10 character versus level 35. Who knows? Maybe imprint stones on him and all that crap. But watch this dude.
Ready, go!
Come on, here we go. I mean, look at this guy. I mean, he's just insane, man. He's just insane. And like I said, all of his skills are OTGs. So you just saw he was laying on the ground and hit the second skill, OTG. Look at that, guys. Look at how ridiculous he is. Right? He is ridiculous. All right, let's do it one more time. Sorry about that. My game crashed. Let's try that again. And I ended up getting a loss because of it. That really sucked. All right, here we go. So we got level 30 Guinness, level 40, I think, Nameless. Freaking game. Boy, sometimes it does crash, man. All right, here we go. So we're going to start with that second skill. Back up. Here we go. I mean, look at how easy this is, and look how fast he's building that PG, thanks to that 30% PG gain from his core. Boom. We did take a little damage, but that's all right. That's all right. I mean, he is a god, guys. Seriously. And by the way, I just love the way he speaks, the echo of his voice, the music that plays behind him. I mean, I really feel like Netmarble did this guy a tremendous amount of justice. Well, that sucks, man, because of that crash. A tremendous amount of justice. And that is in League, guys. That's against characters that probably have imprint stones, very powerful characters, a level 10 character, just murdering them and plowing through them. Now, you're probably wondering, what is his weakness? Well, his weakness is CC bombs or CC explosion, depending on what you want to call it. So if you take a look at a character like, let's see here, a character like Kula. So Kula, from her core effect here, she actually freezes the target for 2 seconds. If he doesn't have that hyper armor up whenever she does this, he's an attack type character. He has no decreased damage received. He's going to die. He's very fragile, but you know, just like Guinness, very fragile, right? When you don't have the hyper armor, very fragile. But because of the speed, because of the utility of the character and their skills, it's very difficult to deal with him. So unless you're facing a really good player that knows how to use this, like for example, guys, if I'm playing Mr. Karate and I'm fighting a Kula, I know that I got that 5-second duration when it's over, right? I know that's coming. So you can just count the 5 seconds in your head. You know, don't use your hyper armor. Wait for her to get ready to freeze you, then hit your hyper armor. Then she'll build up her PG, but she's not going to do any damage to you, right? That's how you are going to fight characters with the CC explosion. Another example of this would be Pretty Big. Pretty Big has the stun right here, 6 seconds after being attacked. So say you use your first skill, which has nice range, 5 to 6 character distances from Mr. Karate, and you ignore her guard. That's going to be an attack, right? That 6 seconds is going to start counting to stun Mr. Karate. You wait the 6 seconds. Don't use your hyper armor. You can just guard against her or dodge, whatever you're going to do. Wait the 6 seconds, and once you get to about 5 seconds, 5.5 seconds, hit your hyper armor. You'll get stunned, but you'll have the hyper armor up. She will be able to RPG, but she's not going to be able to do any damage to you. Then she won't get this again for another 19 seconds. So that's when you can start pouring it on afterwards. So the way he's set up and the way he's designed, he's just a god. He's just a god. Even when you do his 3PG, that damn thing can hit you from a full screen, standing all the way across from each other, across the whole screen from each other. That is insane. Not that people are going to do that. So, I mean, all in all, Mr. Karate, I mean, 3 OTGs on his skills, all of them put you in the air, keeping them from doing their awaken skills and keeping them from using interrupt skills, low cooldowns on his skills, the hyper armor, the core effect with the immunity, the super armor, the reflect burn, the speed that he has, the full screen 3PG that's almost impossible to escape from. I mean, it is possible to escape from it, but it's only when you're doing a full 3P, like it's only when you're in full range of each other. Like if I'm all the way across the screen from the other opponent, then yeah, they can dodge it and they can avoid taking damage. But other than that, we tested it over and over, and it just seemed like no matter what you do, you're going to take damage from it. He is an absolute insane character. I am super happy to say this, and I'm super happy to say that I feel he is a top tier numero uno banned character in Championship. Everybody's going to be banning him religiously, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't get him, because you can still use him to make sure that they're picking your other characters when they're drafting characters. And you're also going to want him for all these other game modes in the game. You don't need a attack type in Reviving Hell's Dungeon past tier 40, but he might come in useful against some of the Immortal Dungeons, maybe against the Spider Robot, or against Guild Raid. So let me know how you're all feeling about Mr. Karate. I think he's absolutely fantastic, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.